Welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Now, as you guys know, the AliExpress sale is well underway. It's the first day today. And in my previous video that I did when I chose 15 watches for under £100, that I'll be doing another video, which is going to be a list of around 15 or 16 watches within the price bracket of £100 to £200. Now, there are a couple which are over, but just marginally, but it's definitely worth mentioning them. And this is the last video I'm going to make on the sale. You do have 3 videos to look at. I've got the 18 new AliExpress releases, and as mentioned, the 15 watches under £100, and this list. Now, this list also does contain some new releases. And with the new releases, obviously I can't comment too much. I'll just go through the videos, I'll go through the pictures and give you my best advice or any indication I get for the watch. But there are some watches which I have reviewed previously or that I know are really good due to all the overwhelming reviews out there on YouTube. So I'll do my best to point you guys in the right direction. As I said, the first day of the sale, take your time. Please pick wisely. Don't just throw your money away at something just because it's cheap. Try and look at the best watch that you can probably get for the money. So without further ado, we will check out my list for the price bracket of £100 to £200. So let's go ahead and check it out. So here we are, guys. Welcome to my recommendations. I believe there's 16 watches if I'm not mistaken, and these are between the £100 to £200, which is I think around $250. Now there won't be loads of detail on specifications or dimensions. I'll mention what I feel is necessary. Of course, all the watches will be linked within the video. I will timestamp them as well, so you can just go on the website and explore yourself. I think that's part of the joy as well. So the first one we're going to start off with is the Heimdallr Godzilla Homage. Now, I reviewed this watch, I think, the back end of last year. It was loaned to me by Dave, one of the subscribers, and let's go into it. It is a very well-built watch. I was really impressed with this, and the sale price is £137. The case shape was immaculate, really good facets, really great shape. The dial selection was lovely as well. The hands were great, and you get a lot of the features present from the original watch. So very nice watch, but it is on the larger side. You've got a case diameter of around 44.5mm, a 50mm lug to lug. So quite a large watch, and definitely for the guys with the larger wrists. And overall, I think I really did like this watch. Now let's move on to the next one. We've got a classic from Heimdallah, which is the 62 mass. This was one of the first watches that I bought from AliExpress, and when I started this channel. This is the Snowflake version. I love that dial, great texture, and with Heimdallahs, their loom was incredible. The bezels are great, especially on this case, and it is a very good looking watch. And this one is coming in at £125. I think it's the 40 to 41mm case. You can get bracelet or waffle strap, and then the price will be according to that. But it is a very good watch, definitely one to consider. I'm going back to some classics here. Now let's come up with one more Heimdallr on the list. Now this is the Monsters. Now, as you guys know, the Monsters were extremely popular, and on sale you get them for around £135. But this is an interesting color version, and this is well, they call it frost, but I don't think it's frost in that sense, but it does look like an icy watch. You've got this gradiented turquoise dial against that shiny blue bezel and the blue crown, and I think that is a nice little color to look at. And these watches are really well made, very close to the original Seikos. And if you haven't seen my videos on these, I've done quite an in-depth comparison with this and of course the Seestern Monster, and as well as the original Gen 2 Monster. So definitely want to consider, and I think it's a good price as well. Now moving on to Seestern, I won't go into them. You know a lot about them. A lot of watches have been sold. So this is the Seestern Doxa Homage. You can go for any color option, and it is down to £137.88, which, if you consider all you get, this is a lot of value for money. Considering the stainless steel, the build quality, the dial, the loom date wheel, the bracelet is really nice, and it's very hard to get a watch with this much completion, especially at that price. Moving on, we've got another Seestern, and this is the 62 mass. Of course, you guys know how I feel about the 62 mass. Again, done quite a few comparisons, even against the St. Martin one, and this one comes out better, only marginally, but value for money, way better. And this is under 140 quid, so definitely worth checking out if you haven't got one of these already. Now, next up is the Sugess. This is the ST19. I think it's a 40mm case, and this is homaging the Breitling, I believe. Now, I didn't get a chance to review this, and I actually didn't want to because there was just so many reviews out there, and a lot of people love these watches. So there's really no need for me and my input, but I really would like to actually have it in hand, but I just haven't got around to it just yet. But, you know, Sugess, as far as I can remember, the first ST19 watch I bought was a Sugess. And they are the masters of this movement. You know, they use a swan neck variant, and this is their forte. And they are linked with Seestern now, so that's all is good. So you can get, you know, Sugess and Seestern from the Seestern official store and from the Seestern website. So 51 orders and a very high rating of 4.9 stars. Definitely want to consider. Striking looks, of course, it's homaging a really nice looking watch as well. And the movement's great, and they know what they're doing with that movement. Let's move up to the list. This is a San Martin 39mm Explorer homage. Now, the reason I bring this up is because they had a massive price saving. If you can look at that little red box, a saving of £43, because prior to the sale, these were on for £225. Now, I think £170 is a bit closer to what it should be. This uses the YN55 movement, which is the Epson version of the Seiko NH35, I'd say. No date. I'm sure there are other options. You've got a few different dial colors. The case quality exceptional, really nice case, great finishing as always, being a San Martin. They've got the really nice box style sapphire crystal, and the one I reviewed, I think I had an issue with the lume. The lume wasn't as bright as it should have been. It was quite dull, but I know they improved that, I think, on the newer version, which was the 36mm. But still a really good price for the watch, and I think, as I said, £170 is a bit more in line on what it should have been. Now, next San Martin, this one, a price saving of £35 almost. This is the acclaimed original design. I do severely disagree. I think this is a really good cross between a tag and a 50 fathoms. But that topic aside, the watch was incredible. I've done a full review on this. All the facets present on this case, very angular, really well finished. The bracelet was exceptional. And, you know, even the square K-shaped design really does grow on you. The dial's great. The lume is okay as well. But this watch definitely stands out from San Martin. A lot of heft to it as well. And it is just under 40mm in diameter. And, you know, I was really impressed with this. If you're considering this, definitely want to go for. And considering the price, again, it has bought it slightly more reasonable. Moving on, this is the San Martin 36mm Explorer homage that I was talking about. And these were priced, you know, over £250 to £260 if I'm not mistaken, and they've come down to £215. And this is the PT5000 or the SW200. For the PT5000 at £215, I think, again, that is a lot better. The lume was improved on this. You got the hex logo, again, dateless design, and that same quality of finishing on that watch, the clasp, the bracelet. And a lot of people who reviewed them really did like these watches. And you've got 80 orders with a rating of 4.8, so quite high. Next up is, of course, San Martin 38mm, the 6200 retro diver. You know, 422 orders, rated at 4.7. Not much to say about this. This is the NH35 version as well, so quite a reliable movement. And I think this is the best 38mm vintage diver from AliExpress, hands down. Finished exceptionally well. Great retro looks. I did not like the bracelet because I had a hard time with the bracelet, and a lot of people do. But the price, this is what makes it a lot better. £170. Very reasonable, and this is what I like about the sale. And on some of the watches that San Martin have got, they have bought them down to a reasonable price. You know, £30 saving is quite a significant amount of savings, especially from the San Martin store. So definitely check that out if you haven't got one of these already. Moving on up, you've got to have a Proxima on there. This is the Proxima Marine Master homage, and in particular with the Jubilee bracelet with the stainless steel inset and that lovely blue dial that I reviewed. It does come with the NH35 or a PT5000. The NH35 is just under £150, and the PT is around £180. Definitely worth considering. If you don't like the Jubilee bracelet, you can get them changed out for the usual MM300 style bracelet they do. Great looks. You know, this is a traditional SBDX 001 homage. And for the price, it is the best SBDX 001 homage from AliExpress, hands down. And you guys know about Proxima. Their build quality is there. They do a lot of things really well, and this being one of them. So definitely one to check out. Now let's move on up. Now this is, I think, our first new release in this list. Now this is a Sugess 37mm pilot. It uses the ST19, of course. Now this isn't on sale, but it just has been released. Dome sapphire crystal, stunning looks. Now I believe this is homaging the Zenith chronograph, again, if I'm not mistaken. I did see a quick picture on the internet to make sure. You've got a bracelet version and a strap version, integrated lugs, very angular case, and from the pictures the brushing looks good. And as I mentioned with Sugess, you know, they really know what they're doing with the ST19 movement, and it is a very good looking watch, and I think this will be quite popular. One thing I don't like is that S on the crown. I've mentioned that in my previous videos, and the price of this watch is under £200. It's at 191, and I believe this is actually limited to 200 or 300 pieces. So if you want to get your hands on one, please go ahead. And the color options are very interesting. We've got the green dial, and we've got the one quite similar to the Zenith with the different color subdials, and you've got a blue and of course a full white with the black subdials. So a really good watch, and I'm looking forward to getting one of these in and seeing how the bracelet is and the case finish. So let's move away from that. The Tactical Frog 41mm, the Speedtimer Homage, which I mentioned in my 18 new releases video. It has gone down from the price that was on there, so it's £15 cheaper, £14.41 as you can see. So at £177, a touch pricey for that solar movement, but the solar movement is super reliable. I've got a few solar movements from Seiko, and it does look quite good. If you want to see a bit more detailed information, I did cover quite a bit more on my 18 new releases video, so please go and check that out. Now moving on up is another new release. This is a Red Star Seiko Bullhead Homage. Incredible watch, caught me off guard totally. The fact that they've homaged such a vintage watch from Seiko, there's a lot of character behind this watch, a lot of history behind this as well. And nobody else has really done it. It does use the Seagull ST1901, and I love what they've done with it. They have kind of side mounted it to give you the crowns on the top. You know, I've always wanted a bullhead, but you know, they are a bit pricey for the vintage Seikos out there. But great looks. So far it's at 30 orders with a 5-star rating. You've got a bunch of different colors. You've got a blue, a mottled, what is it, brown, black. You've got a darker brown, and stainless steel bracelet options as well. So, you know, the traditional colors, I'd say. And this one is the cheapest on AliExpress. The sale price is, as it said earlier on, £30 cheaper than on other stores. So definitely check that out. From what I've seen on the reviews, people do like them. The bracelet isn't going to be the best. It does look quite flimsy, and it looks quite vintage, but I've not seen any complaints. As you can see, you know, 30 orders, and the general rating is full 5 stars. So whoever's bought it must be quite happy with it. Now, moving on to the last two. So not a long video today, guys. I've got a Proxima PX1680. It's the 6.2 mass homage, the 40mm watch. And the reason I point this out is because they've got a new great looking dial. This is a Snowflake dial. Let's play the video. Let's see what they show us. Let's check this out. So you've got MM3 style bracelet with the fitted end links to this 62 mass case. As I mentioned, 40mm diver. Lug to lug is around 50mm. The bezel, from what I can remember from the one I had, great rotation. That box style sapphire crystal, polished sides. But this new dial looks awesome. You've got a sunburst effect on the snowflakes that are on the dial. So they, depending on the light, how it hits that dial, you know, they appear then disappear. You get that sun ray effect. Very nice clean cut hands, great hour markers. The only thing with this, they've got the Unidiver logo, so you got the unicorn at the 12 and Proxima at the bottom. I don't really like that. It's just confusing the branding, but they do have an option without that. So you've got the blue snowflake with the Unidiver logo, and they've actually come up with a dial with just the Proxima logo. That's the one you want to go for. You can also see a picture of the loom. Proxima really fail on loom, especially on the divers. They've got amazing quality of loom, and you've also got a turquoise greeny blue dial as well, but that only comes with a Unidiver logo, and also a stainless steel bezel option. And I like this watch. PT5000 is going to set you back £203, so just over that £200 limit, but I really like that. I have requested Proxima to send me one of these, as I really love to review it. I think it's a good watch to look at because that dial is stunning. I mean, Proxima recently have just done something's happened to them where the dials they're coming out with are very incredible. You know, hit and miss on some of the cases, but that's definitely one to look out for. Now, moving on to the last one, let's finish it off with a classic San Martin 40mm Water Ghost version 3 diver, 4.8 rating on 300 plus orders. Now, these were extremely popular watches. Some say the best sub Homage on AliExpress is between this and the Chronos, really. You know, all round good watch, people pleaser, not much things wrong with it at all. And these were starting to creep up around £180. That's the most I've seen these go for, and close to 200 at one silly point in time. But you are saving £20 on this, and it's £155 for the NH35 movement. Very reasonable price, and of course a respectable watch. Only downside to this is slightly edgy. The case did have some edgier points on there, and the bracelet isn't the smoothest, you know, because the new watches that they've done since then are a lot more refined, but still a great overall watch to look at. So that's my 15 or 16 picks, the last video for the sale. I hope you guys have got everything you need to look at watches. I've got new releases for you guys. I've covered, you know, watches under £100, and I've covered watches from between £100 to £200 as well. So don't know what else I can do for you, but if there is anything else, let me know in the comment section. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will definitely see you on another review. Thank you for watching.